is going on. Everybody share with Enlightened Athlete, enlightenedathlete.com, where you can head to find out more about our new program that we are releasing. So this is week 3 of our at-home kettlebell workout series. We're doing different kettlebell movement tutorials. So you can learn how to do these movements at home, right? All you need to grab is a kettlebell and you need your body, because we're gonna have some body weight stuff in there. So that program will be coming out shortly. It's going to be dynamic progressive overload. There's going to be 3 or 4 different phases with intentional adaptations with the workouts. So the workouts will be designed specifically through these phases to help you progress and see results, which is the key. Now the other side of this project is the mindset. This is something that I don't see a lot of with these training programs, and that is one that I like to tackle because that has been one of the biggest struggles that I've had throughout my life is mindset, attitude, energy, the mental habits that I have. I've had to actively address those. So mindset is not a passive thing, it's an active thing that we need to work on. So we're gonna put some focus on that in the program as well. We'll have weekly mindset habits that we're gonna be working on. We'll introduce you to breathwork. We've got some meditation stuff that we're working on to get that going. We've got some gratitude practice. Things to kind of actively rewire your brain to see the positive in situations. So head over to Enlightened Athlete. You can sign up for the newsletter to find out more about when that program is going to be released. So we'll get you all up to date on that. I'm super pumped for that program. It's going to be great. So we'll have the workouts and we'll have the mindset, the put it together, right? So our tagline here at Enlightened Athlete is fitness, nutrition, and mindset. The mindset is a key one that I like to focus on a lot. So like I said, this is the 3rd video in the series. You can go back and watch the other 2. We have them on our Facebook page and they are on YouTube now as well. Today, I was gonna cover the kettlebell clean and press and the snatch, but we're gonna break it up. We're gonna put the snatch in the next video because there's a lot that can go wrong with these movements. A lot of times what I see is people banging their wrists. So we're gonna cover in this video how to not do that. It's really important to work these movements in, especially if we're stuck at home, right? This is a great series, the clean and press and the snatch, for explosive power, maintaining that explosive power, really getting that heart rate up, but we gotta do it with good technique. So that is what we're focusing on here. So we're gonna show you what those movements look like, and then we're gonna go through some of the faults, and we'll kind of show you what that looks like.
Okay, so we're going to take a look at what the actual kettlebell clean looks like. This is from what we call the hang position, so the kettlebell doesn't touch the floor. Later in the video, we'll show you the full version from the floor. So what we're doing here is notice how that kettlebell, when it comes around, kind of swings around the outside of the hand. It doesn't smash over on the back of the wrist. This is where people just get their wrists smashed. So we hinge the hips back and pop it up, and it kind of lands right in that pocket between the forearm and the shoulder. You can kind of see how it's pointing away from me. You can see the front rack position there as I turned. We're going to show you the other hand here. So we swing the hips back, pop it up, and that kettlebell handle kind of rotates, or that kettlebell rotates around my wrist versus going over the top and smashing, which is what we're going to show you in the next part of this video. So we hinge back and use those hips to hit that triple extension to pop up. As we get heavier, you need a little bit more hip pop, so it's key to focus on that hip extension right there.
Okay, so now we know what the kettlebell clean looks like. We're going to talk about the faults and what I see with that. So this is just going to be easier to explain into video and then go back and put the audio over. So what we don't want to see on the kettlebell, imagine we're doing that press, right? A lot of times what I see is people come up and over and then bam, it smashes your wrist. That hurts a lot, so we don't want to go over the hand, right? What I think about as I'm coming up is I'm zipping my coat, right? It's kind of hard to see, let's back up. Zip the coat, and then the other thing I think about is turn the thumb away from the body. You turn the thumb away from the body. Turning that thumb away from the body will allow you to rotate that hand and catch with that strong wrist right here in that pocket. So as we bring it up, we turn and we land right in that pocket, right? Right here in the pocket versus up, over, smash, wrists are loose, out, pulling everything, right? So we want to land right here with a strong wrist. Now you'll see the kettlebell comes across at an angle and sits on the heel of my hand. So I don't have a death grip on the bell as I'm doing this. It's kind of loose in my hands at the bottom, and then that allows me to rotate to catch. So I come through and I catch, and it lands right in that pocket. That elbow's pointing down, the kettlebell's pointing away. That's where we want to be. So that rotation of the thumb away allows us to rotate and catch right in the pocket versus coming up and over, right? You don't want to catch with like a barbell grip. You have to rotate through, so we have a strong wrist right here. And again, it's across that hand, it lands on the heel of the hand. So as we come up, zip the coat, and pull through. So we don't smash a wrist. That's not what we want to have happen.
Okay, so here we're going right into the press of the kettlebell clean and press. So on this, we're doing a little hip dip and then a drive overhead to a good locked out position. Now, if you notice, when I'm overhead with that position, my hand is right over my shoulder, and my arm, literally from the top of my knuckles down to my shoulder, is straight and locked out. So I don't have a bent elbow at the top. I don't have a bent wrist at the top, right there like that. We don't want that. We want that straight wrist. It's called a strong wrist position. We want to be vertically stacked using structure, not muscle.
Okay, so we saw the press as well. So obviously we're here. We get to the locked out position. Now you'll notice my wrist is straight here, so we want to avoid that barbell grip again. If you do that, a lot of times that elbow will go soft. So as we press up, if we were to press up, you want to keep that straight wrist position. You kind of think about spearing the hand through. So avoid that barbell grip. Again, you want that strong wrist even as we press. So as we maintain, we kind of dip and drive, lock it out. You'll notice the wrist is still straight. We're not like this, the elbow's not bent. So we come straight up. You can just put those fingers, straight up. This is the position you want on that bell overhead versus this position.
All right, and last but not least, we're going to show you the full clean and press. This is from the floor all the way to overhead in one movement. We're counting it as one movement, and this is the movement we're going to do in today's workout, which we're going to cover in the next portion of the video. But get a good setup like you would for a kettlebell deadlift. Go back and watch our deadlift video with the kettlebell if you need to. We're going to pop it up, then we'll dip, and we'll drive. So we'll go one more time here. Pop, dip, drive to that straight locked out position. Just put the two pieces together that we were working on through this entire video and focus on that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the kettlebell clean and the kettlebell press. We showed you from the hang variation on the clean, and then we put them together at the end for the full kettlebell clean and press from the floor. Both variations are great, so I would recommend switching it up, doing both. Today, for the workout, what we're going to do is a Tabata. So that a Tabata is 8 rounds, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. Okay, so we're going to do 1 round on the right hand and then 1 round on the left hand. We're going to alternate back and forth. So before we do that, I want you to warm up. We're going to go 3 rounds. We've got 10 body weight squats, 15 jumping jacks, and 15 sit-ups. So we're going to go through 3 rounds of that. Okay? For the full clean and press, if you need a little reminder, go back to our kettlebell deadlift video. I think that was our first one. And that's going to be kind of a similar setup where we have the hips raised, the hamstrings are loaded, the core is tight. That's how you start that full press from the floor and get it up to the shoulders. So that is the workout for the week. As you do that Tabata, make sure you are really dialed in with that technique. Okay, this is a chance to work on the technique. The reason we're doing the Tabata is because it gives you repetition. So dial in that technique. Go back and watch the video if you need some more help. Like I said, we have that program coming out, so you'll be able to find out some more information about that at-home workout. Those some progressive workouts all phased through like we talked about. Sign up at untitled.com for the newsletter to figure out more details. And I will talk to you guys next Wednesday.